Good afternoon, fellow traders. It's Black Coffee Trader coming to you on Friday, December the 20th. And I am very glad that I'm wrapping up this week on a very positive note, ending up green for the day. I'm actually up 16.19 collectively for the day. On my Apex accounts, as you can see, I'm up 529 across, how many do I have? 2, 4, 6, I have 8 of them now. I actually passed that account yesterday when I did my update video. I was up like 20, I forget, 2,400 bucks maybe or something on that eval, and I did pass it yesterday. So that's the brand new one, which made a few bucks. We did not have a big day on Apex, but that is fine. I really was just looking for a green day. I was not looking for too much. I really sized down. We once again had a massive move today from the open. We opened somewhere around about the 200s, we'll call it. So the 21,200s, and the high today was 21,800. So 600 point move again today. Crazy stuff. But anyway, honestly, the volatility and volume and volatility were so high again today. I saw that this morning and I said, I have got to size down. I'm not doing what I did yesterday. Size down to 2 micros, and that's what I traded with today. On my near-death accounts, the 5 near-death ones, I only took 1 trade. Nice trade up 75 bucks. I was happy with that walking away. Just slowly trying to build this drawdown back up, so I've got some bandwidth to trade. And then the newest 3 that I've got, the brand new one, these 2 I've passed, yesterday, the day before, and then this one I've had for several days now. I traded these quite a bit. I never really could get into too much green. Never really was down that far. I was down about 200 per account on these at one point today, and got them back up to about 50 bucks or so in green. And I said, I'm done. I'm good. I'm walking away. I'm not going to continue to push this thing. So in any case, but yeah, that is today. Let's look at this is if I can find it here. Yeah, here we go. So the trade I took on the near-death accounts was right here. This was a really nice setup. Again, volume and volatility, it's a little bit crazy, but so I went in on this pullback. We had crossed this 700 level, 21,700 level, had crossed it. This bright blue line is actually yesterday's high of day. And as you can see, we really struggled to get above and stay above that today. Which I feel quite strong. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but I feel like the 700 level was the key level for us to hold, so we'll see how things go. But anyway, we had a pullback, which is kind of a break and retest and a hitchhiker. We had this big long wick pushing back up. This is technically an uptrend. We had the pullback, jumped in long, got out of there with, like I said, about 70 some bucks. So that was the only trade I took there. And then on the other accounts, I kind of was trading those off and on throughout the day. I almost got caught here. And if I hadn't sized down, this would have been a little bit rough. But I was looking at, once we reached this 21,530 level, I was really looking for this to reject. And I was pretty convinced that it would. And on this last trade, I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I took 6 trades right there. But again, I had sized down quite a bit. 2 micros, that's all I traded today. And I kept my losses pretty much to a minimum. I had several winning trades, several losing trades. And then this last one, we had kind of moved up, wicked. Couple red candles, wick. I entered short and it rejected, and that's when I knew, okay, this is turning around. So I was glad I was careful, even though I took 6 trades in the span of about an hour there, half hour. But the reason I was so confident that this was going to reject, and I was just wrong, is that is the exact level from yesterday on ES. Let's just condense this so I can see it better. ES yesterday right here, that is this level. So today that was right in here this morning on the morning session. So that was why I was confident that this is going to reject, or I felt strongly, because this is the exact level on ES that was happening when I was shorting right here. See how that's the same? That was my idea of why that's shorting, and I was just wrong. And you'll have that. So again, risk management, sizing down, keeping those losses to a minimum and allowing me to recover. I then followed up with a hitchhiker setup right here and out for $140 trade right there. That was one of the nicest trades that got us back in the green. And then I had just a couple little scalp trades to kind of finish out the day. And as you can see, this thing has rolled over. And now we're chopping around here. I mean, these moves are nuts. These moves are absolutely nuts. Like right here, this is just a 100-point ripper in about 6 minutes. And then boom, 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 100 points back up. And now we're, about 80 points back down. So it's a wild market. So very, very crazy. So it pays to be careful. And I'm just very happy that I was diligent. I was very patient. That is the thing, especially in the morning session. I was very patient. Didn't take my first trade until 10:15. Had a nice hitchhiker set up here. This is one I really liked. I should have hung on to this one a lot longer. This could have been an absolute monster trade. Actually, I took 2 trades here this morning. Hitchhiker set up here, got out of there with a little bit of profit, and then I entered right here. We had this bit of a pullback. This is not a great setup, but it is still a hitchhiker setup, and we're in a pretty strong uptrending move. You notice a lot of green on the charts here on the watt-hour explosion. Everything is green. And I just kind of got cold feet. This thing was just the volatility and stuff. And I'm like, I don't like it. I'm afraid it's going to roll back over. And I killed the trade. I lost 12 bucks. I mean, it was basically a break-even trade. Killed it. And then what do we do? From that point where my entry was at 343, we ripped all the way up here to the 530s. So a 100-point move that I missed out on. And I thankfully, I was just patient enough and said, I have to get an entry. I need to get some kind of a pullback here, before I get in. And I just didn't get in. I watched it go. So sometimes it's just, that's the way it is. Greed kills, and boy, greed has killed me at times. And I was just very, very happy to refrain from just jumping in willy-nilly because I see a big move happening. So, the day really started with here the overnight lows. We kind of pushed out of those, and then we had PCE. Was that the news this morning? Yeah, core PCE. That was the news this morning, and that kind of set the tone for today. Right here, we had a big move this morning, kind of consolidated till the open, and then we just had a ripper until noon, and then we've kind of slid sideways since the noon time. So, but anyway, executed it very well. UProfit again. I can't do anything wrong. I just can't do anything wrong with UProfit. I'm up 1,090 on that account today. Took those trades right here in the morning session. Here we have, a long setup right here, grabbed a long there, grabbed another long. I think I took another. Okay, there was 2 long trades here. The first one was a loss, a small loss, and then I had a winner, had another winner here. That was about a $700 trade. And then right up here, hitchhiker right here, I grabbed another about 300 bucks or so. And that puts that account at almost 3,500 in profit. So I need one more trading day. Today was day 4, so one more trading day and I'll be able to take another payout. And I'll just share with you, my goal really on Monday is to get about $515. If I could get $515 on Monday, then I could request 2,000, and that would make my annual year-to-date payouts at 20,000. Nice, even round $20,000 number. So that's my goal, and hopefully I can do it on Monday. I was I felt like maybe trying to push a little harder. That's why I took this trade. I was hoping this would push out and I could get to that 4,000 profit level today, and then Monday could be kind of a gravy on the biscuit, trying to just shoot for 200 bucks and take a payout on Christmas Eve, which would be a nice little Christmas present. But that didn't happen, and I just didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to just push it harder. I'm like, hey, I'm up 1,000 already today. Let's just walk away, and I did. So, but anyway, I'm trading that quite well. A item of note as far as UProfit. Again, I'm not promoting UProfit. They had that little debacle here, a month ago or several weeks ago, where they, just knee-jerk made some changes. It didn't affect me. I guess my trading style is most of my trades, I'm holding them for longer than 60 seconds, and I don't risk nearly $750 per trade. So it didn't affect me, but it affected a lot of people, and some accounts got liquidated just, out of the blue, and I did not like that. They have now removed the 0 accounts in total. So after, I'm going to trade this account until I either blow it or I hit the max payout with UProfit. I think that is $20,000. So I've got quite a ways to go, but the point is, after this, I'm probably done with UProfit because I can't buy any more 0 accounts, and these are the accounts that have done very well for me. So I'm going to probably going to try out my funded futures, maybe Tradeify, and just kind of play with a few other accounts. Also going to try to get another Take Profit account passed. I've taken payouts with Take Profit as well, and just haven't had a funded Take Profit account since the springtime. So. But anyway, that is that. As far as promos, there's nothing new. Doggone it, I forgot to change that banner. I'm sorry. Apex is 50% off. It's not 80% off. But anyway, I just forgot to change that. The Take Profit code is still going. I tell you what, guys, this is probably the best prop firm deal going on right now. 40% off. You get your there's no activation fee, and you get your eval fee refunded on the first payout. So if you pass a Take Profit account in one shot and you get it to a payout or take a payout, you have a absolutely free account. That is a very, very good deal. So I'm actively trying to pass a couple more of those, and I might even just buy a few more just so I have them. You can have, I think, 5 accounts with Take Profit. So in any case, that is that. But thanks for using my code BCT with Apex Take Profit Trader. And last but not least, let's dive into kind of a snapshot and an analysis of where this market has gone and what it's doing. Yesterday, this yellow box you see is the box I drew in yesterday's recap, saying how we'd fallen into this channel, and I felt like, and I did add this level. I did not have this level in yesterday, but I felt like if we fall out of the 400s, this could set up a short opportunity, but it may be a bounce off this 21,000 area, and that's exactly what happened. And we've powered right back through, and I feel strongly that the 700s are very, very key. Notice the 700s were kind of the previous high, and then we held that from December the 5th all the way through December the 12th, and then we had the move up where we made the new all-time highs repeatedly there. We had the big fall down from FOMC, and now we're back above that. And we bounced our heads off of that on yesterday. What day is? Yeah, we bounced off of that yesterday. And so we have a very, very key and very easy to read 700 level here. And I feel like this is quite important, that if we're going to maintain upside, we need to get above and hold the 700. Obviously, we've fallen way back down here, so I'm not sure. And this, I guess we'll have to see where next week is, and we may just simply go sideways, because I think I haven't paid that much attention to it, but I think the market's open fully on Monday, and then Tuesday it might be a half day, and I don't remember if it's open 26th and 27th. Personally, I doubt it if I'll be doing too much trading other than Monday. I probably won't trade at all until about we come back, January 2nd into the new year is probably when I'll be trading again, unless I happen to trade on the 27th. I'm assuming the market's open. I'm not sure, and I may be able to trade a little bit on the 30th, but Monday is probably going to be my last update until December 2nd, pretty much. So, but anyway, what I'm saying here is I'm curious if we're not just going to be kind of sliding in this channel, and we may not really get anything major out of that until we come back and in 2025, until we see at that point, hey, are we going to reclaim the 700s, this big key level here, and push up, or are we going to lose it, fall apart, fall back down? So on ES, kind of the same thing. We're in that channel. That's the channel we talked about yesterday. I think I talked about it yesterday on as far as ES goes. Again, this is pretty big. And I think this one right here is the major one that needs to hold. This is kind of the same as the 700s. It's not quite lining up the same with where the market's at today, but the 700 is really big. And on ES, I feel like it's this 5,800 area. This was a big resistance level, turned into support, held that support. We have held that support since September about 17th, 15th. That's a long time, my friends. We have held that level for 3 months, 4 months, 3 months. So anyway, that is powerfully big. If the ES falls below 5,800, look out below, in my opinion. So anyway, that's my technical analysis, if you will, or my thesis, my idea. Those are the areas that I watch, and looking for setups for bigger trades. We didn't have any big trades today, but the moves were there. The volatility was just too high, and I wasn't willing to risk it. And so we'll take the wins we've got and move on to Monday. I did not show you TradeZilla. Let's take a look at that. I did end the week, still red, still a tough week, but 1,600 today, 57% win rate, about right at what I normally have, 1.74 average win or loss, which is good. Zella score was really nice today. And if you kind of look at the week, we basically made up yesterday's loss today. And then obviously Monday, Tuesday was the big ouchie for this week. And this is definitely going to be a red month. There's no way I'm going to make up $8,500 on Monday. And, if I even happen to take a few trades here or there during the holiday session here. But anyway, it's going to be a red month. That's okay. We've taken payouts once again, and we'll just keep marching that along. On the UProfit side, let's look at that it's just by itself. UProfit, I have been just doing very, 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 very well. The red days were, I think, an account or two that I did blow up, and that's why those red days are there. But the current account I've been trading, I have still not had a red day. Probably shouldn't have said that, but I have not had a red day yet. So hopefully we can keep that together and have another winning day on Monday. We can request another payout and hopefully round this year out at 20,000 in payouts. At least that's the target. So anyway, that's where we're at. That's a wrap up for today. So once again, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Look at that. Bounced right off this 35, and it's right at 4 o'clock. So bounced off the 35s, pushing right back out of there. Just nuts. Crazy market. The last, half hour or so, we've seen this thing basically drop about 160, 150 points. So wild and crazy. But anyway, thanks guys. Appreciate you all hanging out. Appreciate you following along. Thanks for subscribing. Those of you that are new, I see that thing just slowly ticking higher, and I appreciate that. Thanks again for using my code. Take care. Have a great weekend. Don't screw it up on Monday. Let's finish Monday on a positive note and head into Christmas with smiles on our faces. So have a great weekend. Take care, and so long.